What's up, snake fans? Dave Palumbo here for Muscle Serpents Daily, and I got a beautiful female. This is my Aztec Motley Sunglow boa that gave me a terrific litter, and I'm going to show you some of those babies. You know, I almost forgot she was Motley when I did the video on her, and I checked her tags, and I'm like, yep, she's Motley, because we got a lot of striped tail babies. So we're going to take a look at those babies in a little bit and see how they turned out, because we got some spectacular looking ones, and she's loving being out here. Look at this girl. She's putting on some nice size since she had that litter. She's been eating really well. We'll probably give her the year off. She got a little shed in her. We'll probably give her the year off, because I like to do my boas every other year, but man, she did so good. This was her first litter. I bought this girl actually as an adult. Someone was moving or getting rid of some inventory, and I said, wow, this girl is just spectacular, and she did great. We have 9 awesome babies, and you're going to see those in a little bit, and then we're going to go take a look at a couple other clutches that are hatched out, and I'm going to show you some cool stuff. So let's go inside and check out what I got in that incubator. All right, I wanted to bring this boy outside. He is just absolutely gorgeous. This is the male of that litter that I am going to show you. He is a super hypo blizzard, okay? Also, to make things easy, super hypo, sharp albino, black-eyed anery, the Ralph Davis reptile line. So this snake is about as white as you can get. As you can see, he hasn't yellowed at all since he's gotten older. This is an adult breeder. Beautiful red eyes, white, no pattern. It's basically a moonglow that's made with the Ralph Davis reptile black-eyed anery line, and you can tell it's just completely stayed white, whereas most of the moonglows will get yellow, and that's because that Ralph Davis reptile line actually has an axanthic component to it that takes out yellows. So this boy is a super powerhouse because of the fact that he's got that black-eyed anery gene in him, and that's exactly what I wanted to get into that Aztec Motley Sunglow. And as you can see, everything is het for Ralph Davis reptile black-eyed anery, and we got some crazy, crazy looking stuff. We got the super hypos, we got hypo Sunglows, we got Motley in there. So amazing looking stuff we produced, and this boy has done his job. So now we got to figure out who we want to breed into this coming season. But I'm really happy. He usually bites me for some reason, but I think I just fed him earlier, so he's in a good mood now. So you got to keep your boas well fed, otherwise they're going to bite you. Although the males like to breed when they're a little on the hungrier side. So I love this snake. I got this from Mike Weitzman. It's probably one of the nicest snakes I own. You know, I love my super fire snake, and you know, because it's pure white. But this thing is actually whiter than my super fire, which is pretty amazing when you think about it. All right, guys, I got 3 snakes from this litter I just showed you the parents of that I want to show you. I could show you the whole litter, but it might be a little too boring. So I don't like to do boring stuff. So this first baby is super clean. Now remember, all these babies could be possible super hypo. So if you look at this one, I would say this one is super hypo, and the hypo gene kind of messes with your saddles, and you can see these saddles are all weird to the point of almost being striped here. That's typical of hypo gene, and when you have super hypo, you're going to have it to the extreme. So we call this possible super hypo, but more than likely it probably is a visual super hypo. Obviously this is a sharp albino, because everything's going to be sharp albino in this litter, and it's 100% het Ralph Davis reptile black-eyed anery. So it's het, 100% het for that. I don't see Aztec in here, and I don't see Motley in here. When we look at the second snake I have here, however, okay, now this snake is obviously Motley. You can see the Motley little circles right here. You can see the stripe. This is obviously super hypo, possible super hypo, definitely hypo for sure. You can see the white outline around the tail right here, and it's sharp albino, and it's het Ralph Davis reptile black-eyed anery, which we know removes reds and yellows, but it's only het for that, so we're not going to see that visually here. In the next generation, obviously, we can produce that. Another really gorgeous looking albino. So we got 2 really nice looking snakes, one with Motley, one without Motley. And then the third snake I want to show you This is the bonanza. This is Motley. You can see the striped tail. Aztec. You see these little square-looking little saddles. Sunglow. It's obviously hypo or possible super hypo, so it's a Sunglow or possible super Sunglow, and it's het for RDR black-eyed anery. So you can see 3 different snakes with all different combinations of genes here. We're not sure if they're hypos or super hypos. I would say all of them are at least hypo. The Aztec definitely giving another dimension to these babies. Obviously this having this having just Sunglow, this being Motley with the striped tail, this having the striped tail Motley and Aztec, and you can see that really cool side patterning on that Aztec as well. This is obviously this is a male. He'll probably stay here. He is gorgeous. This is what you want to hit, and obviously the potential is really unlimited in this snake because he is also, you know, het for that RDR black-eyed anery gene. So we got tremendous potential in this litter. I'm super happy with the way it came out. I'm going to list these snakes for sale, but not right away because I like to get meals in them. If anyone's interested in this project, obviously you could hit me up, and we can. If I'm going to sell some snakes, I can give you some options, and we can put them on reserve. But right now, nothing's leaving here. I got to see how these snakes develop. Matter of fact, I even forgot when I originally had them that there was Motley in the mother, and I'm like, this looks like there's Motley in here. Where did this come from? And sure enough, there is Motley in here. And once again, that striped tail and the little circles along the top, obviously with the Aztec, you're not going to see it, but the striped tail is pretty much a telltale sign you got Motley. So terrific litter. I'm super happy. All right, guys, we have another really nice clutch here that I talked about in a previous video about how I felt that the Microscale project, and the Microscale is one of the lines of scaleless head ball pythons that when you breed 2 microscales together, you can produce what's called a super microscale, which is a scaleless animal. My theory that I put forth in one of the previous videos I did was that I think that the microscale, which is the beady look feeling scales on some of these snakes you get, is a separate gene from the scaleless head, and that the scaleless head that is found with the microscale is actually the same scaleless head that we get in the Brian Barczyk line of scaleless head. That's just my theory. But anyway, I bred microscale female to microscale het, to clown het microscale. So we got a clown het microscale to a microscale with the idea of hopefully producing some super microscales that are het clown. I have a female I produced. I'm looking for a male. Let's see what we got. These guys are going in shed, but here's some of the or I should say these are some of the ones that I'm going to show you right here. There was a nice big size clutch, which always makes the odds good. Now these are in shed, so unfortunately. Now you can see this one, how red it is, how orange this snake is? It almost looks like it's got Orange Dream in it. Well, this is a microscale. It's got the missing scales on its head right here. So that's one copy. The super microscale would be the scaleless animal. And you can see that it changes the pattern on the snake, because remember, this is a het clown, but look at that orange in here. And that's from the microscale. And if you feel the surface of this animal, it's got a very beady surface, which is that microscale that we talk about. Mini scales. I don't know if the camera can even pick them up, but these scales look like they're almost like a fraction of the size of a normal scale on a ball python. And if you look at these animals, they're at different degrees of expression. Here's another microscale. Here's another microscale as well. You can see the scales missing on the head. And some of these, this one has a really high expression. Look at the scales that are missing on this guy. And they all have different expressions of it. Now this one right here looks like it's not missing any scales, and this is probably just a het clown normal, you know. So nothing's really normal in this litter because everything's at least het clown. The thing that really, obviously, that I want to really show you, and that's super spectacular, is I hit on 2 super microscales. These are completely scaleless animals, and both of them are 100% het clown, and they're absolutely gorgeous. I love these. I really like this project a lot. You know, I know there's some people that don't like the scaleless animals. I happen to like them a lot. And these two are a little different, you can tell. This one's a little bit more orangey. The expression of these will always be different. And once again, they're het clown. Now, het clown, people don't realize, even though it's not a visual type of situation, you do see pattern abnormalities in het clown, but you also see it in the super microscale. So I'm not really sure what's causing it. Let's sex these and see what we got. I had produced a female last year, which I kept as a holdback. Oops, some poop's coming out. Okay, this is a. That's a male. Yeah, it looks like a male. And this one would be. That's definitely a male. Okay, so that's good. We had a female last year. This time it looks like we have 2 males. Let me check this one more time. Oh, this might be a female. I think this is a female. So we got a male and a female. That's perfect. Female will probably go up for sale at some point. The male I will keep, and I will try to breed at some point super microscale to super microscale. So I'm super psyched. If you guys are not involved in any of the scaleless projects, the microscale one is really cool because even in the head form, the animals look super amazing, and that's something that, like, you know, people don't realize that the microscale form, which is the one copy of the scaleless head, changes pattern, changes color, and obviously you feel the actual mini microscales on the animal, which is really cool. And it changes the way it diffracts light, so you're going to see a slightly different snake. And you'll see these once these shed out again. I'll show you. I showed them in a previous video, so I'll put the link above. So if you want to check that video out. All right, let's take a look at the next project. All right, guys, that's going to do it for today here at Muscle Serpents Daily. And I got obviously my super Hypo Blizzard here. This boa is, like I said, one of my favorites, and he did a great job. And you saw those babies; they are incredible. You know, sometimes I was really doubting this season was going to be a bad boa breeding season, and this litter pulled it out tremendously. And this boy was the reason why they came out so good. And the funny thing is, you can't even tell how great the litter is because he just threw the het form of the RDR, of the black-eyed anery. I'll probably want to see him get in the nose after saying all that. If you guys are liking what you're watching, keep putting the suggestions in, below. Subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, turn on your notifications, and guess what? We're going to see you back tomorrow morning.